So, do you ever purchase like in your position, would you ever purchase like leadership training for your direct reports?
So HR department actually responsible for this. And in theory, yeah, I could recommend I took part in this training and this is like a very good one. I would recommend this one and please contact them and provide something like this. So we have a lot of different trainings here, actually a lot. Uh, so we have HBS training, which is pretty good one. So Harvard Business School, I think it's also leadership or something. Plus additional more, so JHANA trainings. So, and also our HR department from time to time, they do such kind of trainings.
So typically the HR department would work with you and say, "Hey, we've
Yes.
got this content. We want you to run it with your managers," and you would go through the training like with your people.
So usually they have a list of people they send. So sometimes we have, of course, we have mandatory trainings like I'm not sure anti-money laundering or I'm not sure OFAQ status check, anti-fraud trainings, and so on. So those are mandatory by law, but also there are some optional trainings, and I could push people to take part in those trainings. Like for example, the same leadership. So I have people development plan for every engineer and manager, and then I just go through these plans and check whether they do have a leadership training, and then I would advise them to go to HR, or if I have a list of trainings from our HR department, I could just point this guy to, okay, this is in your development plan, so please take part in this training.
Oh, I like that. That's what I call him Nick, but I know his name's Nikita. But that's what and I were building a leadership platform for technology leaders.
Yeah, that's a good one actually, because technology leaders, they are either technology or leaders. So that's it's
But some of
hard to
them make the
find them.
transition. You and I've made the transition, and it's
Yeah.
it's hard to. There's a lack of resources that are really good. Like I found that there's a lot of good books, right? Like I've got a bunch of books over there, like you know, Measure What Matters, Managing Humans, Modern CTO. but
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
but what I found was I'd read the books and there's lots of great information, but there was a lack of like how do I actually implement it, right? Like if I hear a concept about giving credit to my team, or I hear a management concept about transparency, like how do I actually implement it? And that's what uh, Nick and I worked really hard, and of course the whole team here worked really hard on solving. But I am curious because I like getting knowledge out of knowledgeable people. So how do you develop that people development plan? Do you use like a software, or do you have like a template in Google Docs? Like
Um,
what is it?
so personally, I use just Google Docs,
Okay.
but recently we got an access to some software where you could point, where you could just fill your own personal development plan, and it would be sent to your manager. So, but
Oh.
generally, for example, last year I used just a Google's spreadsheet, as far as I remember, and I just put there like three skills that I want to improve, and then I discussed those skills with my manager, so how I could improve them, so what would be the plan, what kind of actions I should perform to reach those goals that I said before. And then during our one-on-ones and during my one-on-ones with my direct reports, we just go through this list from time to time, just get back to this and check where we are at the moment. So have we reached something? And sometimes I just push people like, okay, you said this public speaking skills improvements. So we are going to organize some kind of conference or the local meetup, and you should take part in this to improve this skill. So please prepare yourself. I could help you with that, and then just push him a bit.